One. Today we are here at the last session, and the course is Innovation by Design, and we have covered 4 weeks content. So today we'll be covering the last week's content. We'll just wait for a while so that a few learners can join in, and then probably we'll start the session today. So today is the last session pertaining to the week 4 of the course structure. And today is 20th of Feb. Course is Innovation by Design. And my name is Abhishek Srivastava, and I've been taking up this live sessions for this particular course. And we are just waiting so that a few of the learners can join in, and then we will be proceeding with our genuine sequence of TA sessions, which we have been following as a pattern for quite some time. Mm. Like I have mentioned, the course is Innovation by Design, and today we'll be discussing the week 4 content. Uh, we have got two learners joined in. Hi, Samantha and Mohit. So if you can unmute and we can just have a quick, understanding of how the course has been going for you, if there are any challenges you have faced, and anything you would want to be addressed, because you'll be soon having your examinations. Anything, Mohit? Okay, not an issue. Like we have been doing in each of our sessions, we start with my introduction, and if the learners are present, we request them to introduce themselves and tell us, how they have progressed in this course, how and what is their experience of this course up till now, and whether they have been following and submitting the weekly quizzes, which have been already floated till week 3 and week 4. So my name is Abhishek. I am an architect and industrial designer from SPA Delhi. After that, I did work for almost 8 years, wherein I was a UX designer as well as a design educator in various design colleges across India. And after that, I decided to start my research journey, wherein I joined IIT Roorkee in the Department of Design to pursue my PhD. So that is a brief introduction of myself, and I've been taking the problem-solving live sessions for this course. There are two ways we have been addressing the problems. One way is that we use the discussion forum platform wherein another TA takes care of all the issues and the questions which are being asked on the platform. And in these sessions, what I do is I float a set of 10 questions and I request the learners to share their point of view, share their opinion about which could be the right answer. And, we discuss them. We try to understand the thought process and probably why, this could be the correct answer, why not that answer. And the idea is that we get a basic understanding of, how do we attempt these questions when it comes in our examination. So it will prepare us in a certain way to attempt in our final examination, which will be happening next month. So I'll request again if the members can actually introduce themselves, share their experience up till now, and then we'll proceed with the session. Sheetal ma'am, can you hear me? Mr. Sunil?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Yes, sir. Good
Hi,
evening.
hi, hi, Sunil, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I've been going through the course, and it's been very helpful because I'm also part of the ECEL out here in my college. So it gives me a certain point of view, the way the where the students are stuck basically in their whole procedure. So you know, uh, I mean, uh, looking at those examples that you give, okay, especially in the last week where we were talking about the petrol pump and you know, so
Fuel
so you
dispensers.
realize, yeah, day to day life, something which we see every day, and yet, yeah, that's been a great thing. But a bit of time is going in through to go through the material for the SAP. But if you look at it point of view of teaching, it's very good.
Right. So, Sunil, can you tell us, I mean, what are you doing right now? I mean, at what designation you are there, and what was your motivation to take up this course?
Actually, I am, as I said, I'm taking part of the ECEL here, and also we have a program where our final year students are also mentoring second year students, and I mean the third year students are mentoring the second year students, so into making small projects. So we call it as the inventive product design, and but more of these are mostly image processing based, because yeah, robotics and image processing. So we don't go much into, because I'm from the EXTC department. So we don't go much into the mechanical sort of applications, but more of them are involved with image processing and robotics. So if you could cover those applications, because none of the 4 weeks are concentrating on those type of applications.
Correct.
So if that could be done, then it would have been more helpful.
Great. So, Sunil, what I'll also suggest you is that there are two things which can be done. One is that you can post this in the discussion forum so that it is noted by the NPTEL team, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing is you might also want to look at some other NPTEL courses which capture, image processing and robotics. Have you explored them?
Yeah,
Maybe
but then they are basic fundamental courses. They are not the application.
application based. All right, all right.
Something like an innovative product with only robotics.
I got your point. Got your point. Right. So I think a better approach would
Also,
be
there
to
is no course on robotic, ROS implementation also. So I don't think there's any course which deals specifically with teaching ROS as a tool.
all right.
Yeah.
So I haven't explored this particular area and whether there are courses or not. I'm not in the right position to tell you. But if you think that this is an area which requires, some kind of NPTEL course, please do write to NPTEL because they also keep looking for feedback and suggestions. I think you would have received a link to, share your feedback as well. So in that, if you want, you can actually mention this requirement, and we might have a course on that area as well.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll do that.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I think we.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. No, I'll do that. I will. Yeah,
Okay.
that
Thank you so
care
much.
about it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Hi, Kinshuk. How are you doing?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hi,
I'm
good
fine.
evening.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I have my another course for social network. Okay, सर क्योंकि
Okay.
एक्चुअली ये भी एक रिलेटेड कोर्स था उसमें असाइनमेंट से रिलेटेड जो आपका एक सब्जेक्ट था इंडिविजुअल डिजाइन सबमिशन बाय 7 फरवरी लेकिन उसमें मुझे लगता है कि मेरा सोशल नेटवर्किंग का असाइनमेंट वो लगता है कि छूट गया है वो हुआ नहीं है तो सर उसमें कोई ऐसा सॉल्यूशन है जिससे मैं उसे दोबारा कर सकूं
मैं समझा नहीं किंशुक, सोशल नेटवर्किंग का असाइनमेंट आपके इनोवेशन बाय डिजाइन में है?
सर एनपीटीएल से ये भी एक रिलेटेड था मतलब ये जब मैं आपका वो असाइनमेंट कर रहा था इंडिविजुअल बाय डिजाइनिंग का तो
हाँ।
इससे भी एक रिलेटेड कोर्स था वो कुछ।
नहीं मतलब दिस इज अ सेपरेट कोर्स अदर देन इनोवेशन बाय डिजाइन, राइट?
यस सर।
हाँ, तो क्या इशू है इसमें?
तो इसमें इशू ये हो गया कि ये भी एक आया था कि इसका भी सबमिशन 7 फरवरी को भी था।
हम्म।
वही उसमें पता नहीं सर, वो भी आया तो जैसे उस डेट में आपने बताया कि 7 फरवरी को ये भी सबमिशन करना है इंडिविजुअल बाय डिजाइन। तो
हम्म।
वही उसके लिए वो भी आ गया। और सर
अच्छा
उसका
अच्छा।
मेल भी आया था मुझे।
नहीं देखो किंशुक, व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट एवरी क्विज, एवरी असाइनमेंट हैज अ डेडलाइन, राइट? और उस डेडलाइन तक आप कितनी भी बार यू कैन सबमिट योर एंट्रीज, but after the deadline is over, then you can't actually submit those assignments. That is how NPTEL works. Okay.
हाँ।
So, but another thing which I would want to tell you is that if it is a 4 week course, then what they do is that they take the best of three. Okay.
यस।
So even if you
बट
have missed out one assignment, you might have attempted the other three, and that will be counted in your internal evaluation. So you don't worry about it.
yes sir, but I think so individual by design, since my AIT sector say this, you can do this individual by design NPTEL course. This regarding for this my faculty's message in this college. It's very compulsory.
Sunil sir, your mic is on. If you can mute your mic, thank you sir. हाँ किशोर, फिर से बताइए।
सर जो आप बोल रहे थे इनविजिबल बाय डिजाइनिंग है, इसमें वही कॉलेज में भी वही मुझे बोल रहा था सब कि ये आपको करना ही है, आप असाइनमेंट करना है आपको ये
हम्म।
इनविजिबल बाय डिजाइन, दिस इज कंपल्सरी।
करेक्ट।
जो आपने भी कहा था।
हम्म।
तो विक फोर का मैंने कर लिया है, वो तो सबमिट हो गया है सर।
Good, very good, nice. Okay, so we have Rupali and Mohit. If you want to share your experience, your views, anything, Rupali.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello. Most welcome.
Yeah. So basically, my background is slightly different. I am basically working as a IP counsel in BSF. So I have already done some courses with NPTEL. I think from 2019 onwards. So this time I was like thinking to like explore some other courses. So I joined this one, and there are other three more courses that I have joined this particular semester, you can say. So yeah, so it is nice, like the things that have been explained, and these have been explained very well in the videos for this course. So yeah, so my like background is different. I may not be like actually making something like what you can say, some innovation for the masses, but I can apply the learnings within my organization and see what I can do to help my
Perfect.
internal clients. Yeah.
Great. So thank you so much for sharing that. You mentioned you are also doing a couple of more courses
Yeah, yeah,
simultaneously.
yeah.
So these are all related to design or different domains?
Some are related to like strategy, like strategy management and like corporate strategy. So like these are some things that I wanted to explore. So yeah, so I'm also doing that.
And is this the first time you are appearing for a live session, or you have been a part of it earlier?
No, unfortunately, like I could not appear for earlier session. So this is the
No
first
issues, no
time.
issues.
Yeah,
Great,
because
great.
actually it clashes with some other group meetings that we have.
No,
So
no,
I'll be
that's perfectly fine.
yeah, yeah. So I'll just after some time I'll have to drop it to other call. Yeah.
So that is not a problem. I'm happy that most of you have made it in the last session, and we do understand that a lot of people have different engagements, be it students, professionals. So that is why all these sessions get recorded and are
Yeah.
uploaded on YouTube. So whenever you have the luxury of time, you have some spare time, you can go through these sessions, and you can also go through the book which is provided. So These sessions are just a supportive content, which we offer. All right. So we'll start with the session today, and I'll put my screen and share.
So today we're starting for week 4 now.
Yes, yes, yes. We'll be doing it for week 4. Week 4 content we'll be discussing today.
Yeah.
So maybe Kinshuk, you can let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can.
yeah.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. I'll also log in from my phone because once it happened that the internet went off and I was speaking for quite a long time, and so I'll also join in with my Gmail account so that I get to see what is being shared. And just a minute. Huh? So, how we conduct these sessions are that if you have been a part of this session earlier, basically we just a second. So we give an overview of the course, basic details of the course, important timelines and deadlines for the week's content, as well as we also kind of tell you, what are the important repositories and resources which you can access when you want to do the revision of the course before you appear for examination. Every week we come up with set of 10 questions which are different from your live questions. The idea is that we make you prepare for the final exam so that you understand the typology of exam, what ways the questions can be seen, how it can be attempted. And in these question and answer session of 10 questions, we invite everybody to join in to share your opinion, what could be the correct answer. So even if you have not seen the content, from your understanding of this course up till now, you can also attempt that. And after that, we tell you, what is the correct answers. We share screenshots of where the answers could be correlated and validated, and that is how we end our session. After that, we also show how the content recap can be done from the book, which is offered by Professor Chakravarti. It is available on the NPTEL portal. I have seen that many times the learners are not aware that there is a repository like that. So it's important to be aware of what are the different resources which can be utilized if you are planning to attempt your examination. And these books, these quick guides are very helpful when you are going for your examination, because going through the entire video content, it's very difficult, just before your examination. So the book comes in a form of PDF, and you can actually quickly go through it, and you can get a good recap of what has been happening in this course, right? So I'll share I'll browse you through the NPTEL platform as well once we end the set of 10 questions. I would also like to clarify that these sessions are primarily to help you, if you have any questions, any doubts, and to prepare you for your examination. Uh, if you have any engagement, if you need to go on and off, I think that's perfectly fine. We are here to help you. You can continue with your work. If you have to leave for certain other work, that is also fine. Okay, so you can just drop a message and you can leave. So that should not be a problem. All right. So welcome once again. Now we'll start the week 4 session today. The course is Innovation by Design. The course instructor is Professor V.K. Chakravarti sir, who is from the IDC School of Design, IIT Bombay, and he has been heading the Design Innovation Center there. Today is week 4 session, the last session of the 4-week series. We will also be having one extra session, which will be just before the examination, probably next week. The time and schedule will be shared to you in the next few days for that extra 1 hour session. All right. So the format will remain the same, just that I'll add a few details. So that would be relevant if you are appearing for the examination. Okay. So from that point of view, we'll share some details and the complete format will remain the same. So as I mentioned, my name is Abhishek and I'm currently doing my research work at IIT Roorkee from the Department of Design. So the agenda of this course is that we are here to help you in the current run of courses. We shall discuss and solve previous year assignments. This may also include uh, a new set of questions. The reason being that many times the previous year questions have direct overlap with the live questions. And live questions are there to assess you. So that is why we try to avoid that, the same questions being discussed. So we have certain previous year questions. We also have a set of new questions, and that is how we discuss in this particular session. We also respond to your questions posted on discussion forum. So basically, this part is being taken care by another TA who is, replying to the questions posted there. There means the discussion forum. All right. So if you have used the functionality of ask a question, you would have got a reply from NOC something. So that person is taking care of the questions which are being asked in the discussion forum. So these are basically set of initial deck of protocol slides. We repeat it every session because from our past experience of few other NPTEL courses, we have realized that every time there are certain new learners, right? So we go through all these so that each and every learner, even if they are coming in the last class but they are coming for the first time, they basically get to understand how we progress, what are the critical tabs in the NPTEL platform which you shouldn't miss about, right? So in general, we request everyone to keep yourself on mute. We want to avoid any noise disturbances because these are being recorded. These sessions are being recorded as a mandate. These are also being uploaded for your, quick and easy access in YouTube. You can unmute when we are discussing any questions, when we are going through the set of 10 questions, or you have any doubt, or you would want to share any experience, which can actually help in understanding that question better. Okay. Past few weeks, we have seen certain scenarios where people have come up with their experiences, and that helped us to understand, how we can attempt these questions in a better way. Apart from that, even if the live session is down there, but you have a question, you can use the discussion forum functionality. So those who are not aware, this is how your screen looks when you log in. This would be your personal login credentials, mail ID. Let's divide it into sections. This is the left widgets, left pane you can say, and there are two widgets. One is for the registration of exam. Second talks about the course outline. All right. So in this particular widget, you get to see the all content, all week 4 content with all the lectures, videos, ALMs, which are the additional learning materials. Okay. And these are your main tabs. So in announcements, you get to understand and see the different timelines and exam registration dates, as well as your quizzes and problem solving schedules. So even if you have missed out on your email, you can anytime come to this announcement section and you can actually have an access to each one of them. Ask a question is the functionality which will actually direct you to the discussion forum. Is a Google group wherein you can post questions with a video timestamp so that everybody can understand. The beautiful part of discussion forum is that it is accessible by the NPTEL team members, the TAs, and all the learners who are enrolled in this course, right? And the good part is that if you have a question, when you post a question in this platform, each one of them gets a notification, right? And when you get a reply, you get notified, right? So, it's a great way of understanding, what is happening when the questions are being responded, and what is the answer to that question. Progress will tell you how you have been progressing in the past few weeks. If you have been diligently submitting your quizzes, you will be actually seeing your week 1 to week 3 scores. The scores are being evaluated out of 100, and up till week 3, the courses have been released. You also get to see the content progress, means how much content you have been watching, right? Whether you have gone through the ALMs, whether you have gone through the each and every lecture or not, and that is available through this blue bubble. If the blue bubble is seen, it means that you have gone through the content. If it is an empty bubble, it means that you have not seen the content. These are like basic clues, visual clues to help you understand, whether you have gone through the content or not. Right. These are the areas where you can actually access all these recordings. So the live sessions are recorded. It's being recorded and it will be uploaded by tomorrow. And the YouTube link will also show you where you can access them. And all these PPTs or the presentations are converted into PDF, which includes these annotations, and these also get uploaded. All right. So we have got a Google Drive here in which all the PDFs are uploaded. If you go through week 1 till week 3, the PDFs would be uploaded, and likewise for the videos. Now, how do you access them? Remember the left pane, the left widget. At the bottom, you will see problem solving session. When you click here, it will lead you to an Excel sheet which will have rows depicting the week wise entries, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and you will have a YouTube link. All right. If you want, you can actually explore these things right now while we are going through the basic agenda protocol slides. You've got Google Drive link here. In the same link, you will get 3 PDFs, and probably by tomorrow you will get the 4 PDFs. All right. Coming to the course preview, I think those who have been going through this course sincerely, they know each and every detail. It's Innovation by Design. Professor V.K. Chakrabarti is the professor at IDC School of Design at IIT Bombay. And as I mentioned, he's also heading the DIC there, Design Innovation Center. The week was 4 weeks. It was a 4-week course which started in 22nd of January, and the content has been released. All the contents released by 16th Feb. The week 4 assignment deadline is 21st Feb, which is tomorrow. So please ensure that the week 4 assignments is submitted. The final examination date is proposed to happen on 23rd of March. You can choose one of the 2 slots. If you have done the registration, you probably you would have been asked to give at least 3 choices of preferred city, and you get to allotted one of them. Usually it is the first choice which is allotted, but if there's a rush and if you are late in doing the registration, you might be allotted different centers, and you can take either the post lunch or the pre-lunch slot as well. All these details will be given in your hall ticket, which will be released a few weeks before your examination. So hall ticket will be shared on mail. You won't be getting any hard copy. So what you have to do is you have to print it and you have to take an ID card with you. So we will discuss these minute details in the next class. All right. All those who are interested in learning from this course, it is completely free of cost. You don't have to pay anything, right? If you are passionate about design, you want to learn about what is the innovation process. The entire course is completely free. But if you are doing it for a certificate, if you have a college requirement from a credit perspective, you will have to appear for the examination, which will be a proctored examination, means there will be an invigilator in the room, and physically you will have to visit the center and appear for the examination. Right. The registration fee is 1,000 rupees, but then there are certain late fee as well, depending upon when do you register. What I see is that the deadline was 20th Feb till 5 p.m. So I'm assuming the registration deadline is closed now for examination. Uh, those of you who have registered for this course, can you just raise your hand? I'll just try to understand, how many of you are registered for this course. Okay, so we have got two hand raised. Great, great. So good to see that you have registered for this course. I hope that the others are doing it to understand and learn. Kinshuk, haven't you registered for examination? I think you're doing this for your credit part. All right, we'll get back to Kinshuk. So you would have received this mail today. It was a mail email poster which was shared by the NPTEL team today itself, which says that 4 and 8 week course. So arts is a 4 week course, and sorry, for all the courses which were of 4 and 8 week duration, today was the last day, and no further extension will be provided. Right. These were for all the courses whose exams are proposed on 23rd or 24th of March. All right. So, I understand that most of you have, also taken up multiple courses. That's where, you can actually appear for exams on different dates. All right. This is important from the perspective of examination certificate. What are the scenarios which will lead you to certificate? These are basically explained. Uh, instead of scenarios, let's try to understand it from internal, external perspective, and how the overall marks will be generated. All right. Okay. So all the week 4 assignments from week 1 to week 4, this will be given a weightage of 25%. The external will be given a weightage of 75%, which means it is the proctored exam, wherein you will go to exam center. Right? Physically, you will go to that center. The weightage is 75%, and for the internals, all these quizzes have a weightage of 25%. And this will lead you to the overall scoring of 100%. All right. Now there is a catch here. Rather, I'll say there are two interesting things happening here. In the internals, you need to score more than 10 out of 25. Externals, you need to score more than 30 out of 75, which means overall your score needs to be greater than 40 out of 100, right? So, which also means that if you scored 5 marks out of 25, but here you scored 35, and your overall score is 40, you are matching this criteria, but you are failing on this criteria. If one of the two criteria is not met, you will not get the certificate even if your final score is greater than equal to 40, right? So which means that you have to give due attention to all your internals as well as externals so that you fit into the criteria of overall greater than 40. So I believe that if you have gone through all the week 4 quizzes, your score will be genuinely greater than these criteria, so you need not worry about it. Another thing which is a good thing about NPTEL is that we consider the best 3 assignments of the 4, right? So there could be situations where you miss out on one of the assignments. So we will take just 3 of them. The best 3 can be chosen. Okay, so it depends how well you have been scoring. and we'll take the best scores out of the four. Right? All right. So this is how we have transitioned from week one to week two till week four, wherein we have discussed the seven C's and all, which were basically the seven concerns, uh, starting with cause, context, comprehension, check, conception, and the week's content was about crafting and making connection. So, wherein you saw the case studies of fuel dispenser, there was also a part talking about the post work design in the initial few months. In terms of ALMs, which is the additional learning material, there were videos for making of Tata Nano and IDEO shopping cart. So these are additional sources of learning. If you have time, you please go through them. These are very interesting case studies. All right. This is the book which I was referring to. I'll once we are done with our set of 10 questions, I'll show you, how you can download and access this book. The book contains the content from week one till week four, and it is in a PDF form, so you get to see everything at one place. Just scroll down, and all these page numbers are clickable. So you can directly go to the content. You just keep your mouse pointer, you click, and you'll be reaching to that specific content. Correct. Those who have been able to access the book and they are aware that there is a book like that, can you please raise your hand just to understand, how many of you are aware about the book part? Okay, so Divya ma'am has been, Mr. Mohit is also aware of the book. All right, right. Right. So in the previous week also, I talked about, how you can access the book. And this week also, I'll be sharing postcard set of 10 questions, how you can download the entire book, which will be helpful in, doing a quick recap, irrespective of whether you are appearing for examination or, for your future reference as well. So these were the contents which were discussed. The 6C, which was crafting, and the 7C connection, and then you had, contents between them, ending with the serial innovation. All right. So there are two typology of questions. I believe if you're a regular visitor to NPTEL, you have by far, completely aware of, the two questions. So one is a single choice, and the other have multiple correct answers. All right. This can be portrayed in different ways. Say, for example, in fill in the blanks form as well, and even in the this thing, right? So single choice means you have to select just one. So circular is basically single choice. What breakfast you want? Maybe I can take up paratha. Which food outlet have you visited? Some of you maybe have visited all of them. For some, it may be selective ones. So, which means that there could be multiple correct answers. All right. This is an important criteria. I take a while to make you understand. So there are three scenarios of marking, which basically talks about how the evaluation is being done in the courses. If you have noticed, some of you might have received 0.33 or 0.66 marks. That is because of the criteria wherein you get proportional marking. For example, I'll take the same example which I took in the previous class. Which of the below are board games? Okay. These are Snake and Ladder, Ludo, hockey, badminton. Okay. So So you can clearly see the correct answers are A and B. All right. Now we'll understand using the scenarios. First scenario says if all options chosen by the student are correct and no incorrect answer has been chosen, then full marks are awarded. So I select A, I select B, and I submit. Since A and B are correct, I'll get full marks. Let's take scenario 2. If at least one incorrect answer has been chosen, then no marks. So, for example, I select B and I have selected D. Although B is the correct one and D is the incorrect one, I'll get no marks because I have chosen one incorrect answer. Okay, now let's see the option 3, which is if only correct answers are chosen, not all correct answers have been chosen, then partial marks proportional to the number of marks of the correct answer chosen are rewarded. Which means that if I select A and I submit, I'll get partial marking because I've selected only the correct answer. Right. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. Otherwise, we can, proceed. Okay, so now we begin with our set of 10 questions. We need to read them, we need to understand them, interpret them, and let me know, which options could be the correct answers. Now, if you see here, these are square boxes, which means multiple answers are correct. All right. So the question is, why did the first design that was produced at pilot stage of letterbox fail when it got into big cities and rural areas? ठीक है, शहरों में और गांवों में जो भी पहला डिजाइन गया था पायलट स्टेज पे वो फेल क्यों हो गया था? दोनों सिनेरियोज में टॉकिंग अबाउट सिटीज, हम शहरों की बात भी कर रहे हैं, टॉकिंग अबाउट रूरल एरियाज, हम गांव की बात भी कर रहे हैं. Okay, the options you have are difficult to post letters for the people in rural areas. मतलब जो लोग गांव में थे उनको कठिनाई हो रही थी लेटर्स पोस्ट करने में. They are finding difficulty in posting the letters. Second option is letters collectors got hurt by the metal hooks while taking out the hanged plastic bag. So there were hooks and the bag were there. So these are basically the lowest grade clerk in the post office who actually go and collect the letters which are posted. They have a certain duration, certain cycle. So they were getting hurt while taking out the plastic bags. उनको राइट. सो जब वो प्लास्टिक बैग निकाल रहे थे तो उनको चोट लग रही थी. ओके. In cities, people got confused between the letterbox and stainless steel dustbins. तो अब बात हो रही है शहरों की. People are getting confused with the finish of the product because the letterbox had chrome finish. It was brushed steel finish. Probably this part and this part. Because of which people were relating it with the dustbin. Because in the city landscape, there were stainless steel dustbins which are being used. All right. Using it. Fourth option is large number of users in the rural areas find it difficult to recognize the litter boxes. यानी कि गांव में लोगों को ये पता ही नहीं था कि ये litter box है. Right. So we have got 4 options A, B, C, D. So one ma'am has said that option C and option D are correct. Okay. Anyone else? What could be the correct answer? The options are difficult to post letters, कठिनाई हो रही थी letters post करने में. The letter characters who were the lowest grade clerk, they were facing certain issue because they are getting hurt. चोट लग रही थी उनको metal hook से. Cities में the people were getting confused with the letterbox and the dustbins. However, in the rural areas, they were finding the difficulty of recognition. They didn't realize that this is actually a letterbox. Okay, for them it was something else, but not the letterbox because they had a very different image of it. All right. Let's see if there anyone else who would want to share the answer. We have got one vote for C and one vote for D. Anyone else? Yes, please. All right. So let's see from the screenshots, see from the content which has been shared. Now, if you go to the content and the video lecture, it says that uh, the post boxes were installed all across India, and these were basically installed wherein there is a deficit of post boxes, right? So these places were basically having a waiting list requirement, just like you have ticket waiting list. So based on that order, the post boxes are given to those areas, and these were primarily uh, the rural areas which were actually facing the new design, and they got it installed. Okay. Now, if you see the feedback, it says large number of users, let's take a different color, were not able to recognize the letterbox in rural areas. यानी कि गांव में that's fine, Mohit. That's fine. Thank you. गांव में people were not able to understand whether this is a letterbox. उनके लिए this was a some box, some new thing, but not the letterbox, because their identity of letterbox was something which was completely red in color and something with a circular top, right? उनका उनका impression ये था letterbox का. Yes. So when this new design came in, it was not matching the identity, and they were completely confused that whether this is a letterbox. However, when we talk about the city areas, stainless steel confused with dustbins in the city. So if you see this finish, this is SS, and even this had a brushed finish. So if you see the volumetric part as well, it is very close to the finish wise, it is quite close. So they thought that it's a dustbin. Very interesting, no? So that is why user inputs are so important when we are conducting these sessions. We have a design, and then we are trying to take the feedback. So what ma'am has told is correct. Correct answer is C and D. Very correct, ma'am. Your choices are completely correct. In cities, the people got confused between letterbox and SS dustbins. And in rural areas, the difficulty was to recognize the litter boxes. So recognition was an issue, and the confusion in cities, recognition in rural areas. Okay. These were the two issues which people faced, and these are the correct answers. Right. So please remember that these were the two scenarios, the use cases wherein the box failed. And when I was going through the content, I realized that talking about failures is so very important. The professor has been describing that we failed, and doing that is so very important, because design is an iterative process. You have to go back to the drawing board, you have to conceptualize once again, And that's also tells that, all the feedback we take, we should find out, what were the challenges, what were the bottlenecks, what were the dead ends, and then we try to improvise our designs. It also, gives a lot of life lessons, when we are going through. We'll face failures, but then we have to go back, we have to restart, and we have to understand, what are the challenges, how we can correct them. Okay, so that was basically done in the design process of this thing. Great. Let's come to question two. What were the two initial shaped designs proposed for fuel dispensers at L&T? Larsen two group. We're talking about two shapes. Is it the pie shape and the Z shape? Is it the pie and the bullet? Is it the Z shape and the oval shape? Sorry, the oval shape, which was basically the shell company, and oval shape and the pie shape. So it's a little tricky question because all these all these shapes have been discussed when we are going through the serial innovation, how it started. At different stages we had different shapes. So all these shapes were basically discussed in the lecture, right? So it's a little tricky question, but if you have gone through the content thoroughly, you will be able to answer it. What were the two initial designs proposed for fuel dispenser at L&T? Initial ones where the professor had joined and they wanted to make it a differentiator, right? Because till then it was all boxy fuel pumps, right? So anyone? Divya ma'am, Kinshuk, will be the right answer. Take a while, just recollect the different uh, shapes which were discussed about fuel dispenser, and you'll be able to make out the correct answer. If you see the chronology of how the petrol pumps were shaped, how it started, and how the Z line came, and then the bullet, and then the oval shape. Let's take a minute to think upon the different shapes, and then we'll see what are the correct answers for this. Two initial shape design proposed for the fuel dispenser. So these were at the beginning of it, which the professor had pitched the board at L&T, where their aim was to be a differentiator in a market. So, so these two were envisaged during that time. Pi and Z, pi and bullet, Z and oval, oval and pi. All right. Let's go to the answer. So, if you see here, let's take the highlighter. We can actually see the Z. If we take the image from that side, if we look from that side, we'll be seeing something like this. We're talking about the Z or the zebra Z shape. This is the pi shape. Okay. So these are the two shapes that were presented. Uh, First in the form of mock-up, and then a prototype was presented where the feedback was given, seen, it was placed to understand, how it fits in the context, right? So you've got Z shape, you have got pie shape, right? These two ones. Can anyone tell me which was the preferred choice by the board at LNT? LNT were presented, the different teams, which of them were preferred by the teams? Anyone can tell?
Jet ship.
Okay. So the teams actually preferred this pie shape because of the easy assembly. They have been, if you see the design of it, it was all basic things. They told that it can be easily manufactured, but it was the chairman who said that let's take it as a challenge. And that's where they started working on this design when they took it as a challenge. All right. So initially the team said that of the two we would prefer this one, but then the board said that we are doing something to stand out in the market, to stand as a differentiator, differentiator in the market, and that's where Z line pumps can actually have that in it. So coming to the question, two initial shape designs were phi and Z. C. So this is the correct answer. Please remember it. The initial shape proposed at L&T for fuel dispenser, it was pie shape and C shape. All right. Let's come to our third question. Let me just quickly check, how many participants are here so that because we also need to do some kind of counting. Okay, we have got almost 12 members. Fine, fine, that's fine. We go back to our presentation. We've got 12 members. Right. The idea which we get after creating affinity clusters of multiple ideas is called ultimate idea, collated idea, latter idea, or champion idea. We are doing affinity clustering. Remember, we did it for the post box, and we take one of them. What is it called? We have got one vote for B. Anyone else? The idea which we get after creating affinity clusters. So you can also mention it in the chat box. I can actually see we've got one vote for champion idea. Great. So now we are getting some diverse answers. Interesting. So come on. So I would want the remaining of you to please at least message it on the chat, and we'll discuss which one is the correct answer. The idea which we get after creating the affinity clusters of multiple ideas. Okay, so we do some clustering, and then we get the final idea and what is it named. The professor names it basically. If you go through the lecture, you will be understanding that there is a specific name given to those ideas. Okay, so we've got two sets of answers. Now let's see where the content mentions it. Okay, so basically this is a transcription. The book is basically the transcription, so you might get certain errors as well because I think the software has probably done it. So be mindful while going through the book content. All right. You might face certain issues, but if you relate it with the video content, you'll be able to understand where the issues are. All right. Yes. So we'll see how, start of sort of isolated the solution and came up with there is a very structure we followed. So when you have cluster of ideas, what do you do? What we do is generally we take one champion idea. Okay. So the correct answer is champion idea. So one of you have mentioned it correctly. It is option D, which is the champion idea. All right. Well done. Great. Now let's come to our fourth question. What was the inspiration of the top of the letterbox that reinforced user intuition on posting letters? Dustbin, foreign design boxes of letterbox, both A and D, and beak of the bird. Inspiration of top of the letterbox that reinforced user intuition on posting letters. You've got dustbins, today gone. Foreign designs of letterboxes. Remember, they were doing this, study of letterboxes across nations. Wherein, if you remember, the Nepal had one from the brickwork. Very interesting. C says both A and D. So dustbin as well as foreign designs and beak of the bird. So you've got one correct answer. One of the choices which has been preferred is foreign design of the letterbox. So more opinions, please. Come on. What was the inspiration of top of the letterbox that reinforced the user intuition on posting letters? User intuition on posting letters, what do we mean by that? It reinforced, it gave certain clues to the user that this is how you need to post the letter. So there was no learning curve required. The design was such that people were made aware that this is how you post the letter. So we've got just one option who has given a choice of B. The others are still in waiting, thinking. Let's take a different color because we are. Right. So this was something like this. This will basically the side view. See? This was the idea for advertising. The inspiration of the top of the letterbox that reinforced user intuition on posting letters. That's been foreign design, A and D, and beak of the bird. Let's see the correct answer. If you see here, the correct answer is beak of the bird. And reason being, if you see the side view, right, there's a direct mimic of beak of the bird. So it is again a screenshot from the video. If you have gone through the video content, you'll be able to realize that we are talking about the beak of the bird. It's more like a Twitter word. All right. So I hope this diagram is self-explanatory, and if you see both the designs, you'll actually relate it quite well. That we are talking about the top, and it had great resemblance to the open beak of the bird, which kind of give an intuition that you have to keep something inside, insert something inside. So the correct answer is B, which is beak of the bird. All right. Now let's come to the fifth question. I believe all the participants are now tired. I think 4 weeks have been quite intensive on them. That's completely fine. But I would appreciate if you can at least type in what you think are the correct answers, so that I have something to share more, or talk about more. Why L&T Z-line dispensers can't make their stay in the market for long? बहुत समय तक जी लाइन डिस्पेंसर्स मार्केट में नहीं रह पाए. For what reason? I mean, they were there for 5 to 6 years, maybe 7, 8 years, but then more than that. The options are: the dispensers become unpleasant after some time because of the bulky hydraulics and hose, unimproved functions, and outdated design for a long period of time, and because the display of dispensers stopped working after a while. You've got four options in front of you. One of them is correct. One of you says bulky hydraulics. Chief sir says name functions. Anyone else? You've been provided with four options. The dispensers had become unpleasant. They had bulky hydraulics and hose, and unimproved functions and outdated design for a long period of time, and because the display of dispensers stopped working after a while. Okay, so we've got two options for B and one option for C. Anybody would like to share their perspective on why they choose B or C? Anyone? Those who have responded. All right, all right. Let's see the reference. So we are talking about why dispensers can't make their stay in the market for long. Because you need certain improvement, because every time you are going through a particular stage, the technology is changing. Everything changed during the 8 years since the Z line petrol pump had come. So the professor gives the example of laptop, could be even mobile phones as well, wherein they come with new technology, better efficiency, and cheaper price. Okay, so every few months you will find a newer version of the same brand, right? So that's where we are saying that unimproved functions and outdated design for a long period of time. You see, we're talking about more than 8 years of time. We did Zealand and a lot of things had changed, right? Technology has changed, that there were new set of materials, new ways of, utilizing the materials, the machinery had changed. And that's where the design of Z line got outdated with the current context. So, It was C line since 8 years. And in those 8 years, a lot of has changed. So the correct answer is C. Let's come to the sixth question. It says, how did the design of gasoline or petrol dispensers become serial innovation? So now we are talking about serial innovation. You have got four options. Again, it's a single choice question. Because the need for design of dispensers came from a client, because the same dispenser were getting designed after a particular interval of time, because the dispensers were getting inspired by international products, because the product was getting aesthetically designed. We're talking about client, we are talking about designing after a particular interval, we are talking about inspiration from international products, and here we're talking about aesthetics and redesign. Yes. We've got B, we've got D. Okay. Anyone else? So that we have at least mix of responses. How did the design of gasoline or petrol dispensers become serial innovation? So during our session, we basically discussed about it. Great. So we've got two responses for option B. We've got one response for option D. Great. So let's try to check what is the correct answer. If you go through the lecture content of innovation timeline, there he is talking about, Professor talks about serial innovation. So it happens when you are in the same product segment, you are doing innovation every 10 years or every 5 years, depending upon how the product is going forward. Right? Serial innovation is where you are working on the same product segment after a certain interval of time. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, right? So very, very important. So when we are talking about serial innovation, two things which we need to understand is that same product segment. Second thing is the gap. It could be 5 years or 10 years. So उसी प्रोडक्ट सेगमेंट में कुछ समय के बाद अगर आप उसको रीइन्वेंट कर रहे हैं, उसको रिवाइटलाइज कर रहे हैं, इट बिकम्स अ सीरियल इनोवेशन. So the correct answer is B. I think two of you had opted yes. Yes, well done. Option B is the correct answer. Because the same dispensers were getting designed after a particular interval of time. In our case, it was 5 or 10 years mentioned. Oh. Coming on to our seventh question, it says, why the design of C line was chosen over the first prototype of petrol dispensers? First prototype. The flow of fuel was coarser than any other dispenser. It got international recognition and orders, was using less sheet metal as compared to the first prototype, and was making a good product differentiation. Remember, it is square boxes, which means there are multiple correct answers. Keep a note of it. Okay, do not miss out on this, because you might be knowing correct answers, but then you are just selecting one. So please ensure that it's a multi-select question, so there will be multiple correct answers. So option D has been opted for by many. What could be the other option? D and C. Okay, we have got one opinion for D. Why was the design of Z line chosen over first prototype of petrol dispensers? The options you have got are the flow of fuel was coarse, international recognition was using less of sheet material. So we're talking about material usage and was making a good product differentiation. Okay. So let's take the reference from the content and you'll be able to understand. So here it says design features of having a new image. The sloping column gave a dynamic look and we had a highlighted electronic display. And if you see here, use of 40% less sheet metal. This is a huge margin. Remember they were having box type petrol pump. It was using lots of materials. So by this, they actually reduced a lot of material. And another thing which was important is the new image. Okay? So if you see the correct answers are C and D was using less of sheet metal. So we are talking about material usage or rather efficient use of materials. So it was lesser, 40% lesser. And it was a good product differentiation. So design was strikingly different. People were relating to it. They found great interest in it. And it was very, very different from the usual box C1s, petrol pump which the people had seen in the market. All right. Why has the Z line dispenser become so pleasant to the people? So we are again talking about that era when the Z line was rolled out. All right. So during that time, why did it become so pleasant to the people? It had won numerous awards. It was present everywhere. Fuel was cheaper, and they felt that they were getting accurate amount of fuel from it. Here, they means the users who are coming to get their vehicle used for fuel. तो बेसिकली दे यहाँ पे वो हैं जो लोग अपनी गाड़ी लेके आ रहे हैं फ्यूल भरवाने के लिए द पीपल हु आर गेटिंग द fuel filled in their vehicles, be it two-wheeler, be it four-wheelers, or more tires like that. Why has the Z-Line dispenser become so pleasant? Numerous awards, you know, उसको बहुत सारे awards मिले, prizes मिले. It was present everywhere. So all around you were seeing this Z-Line, and it was quite, Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum, सबको everybody wanted it. The fuel was cheaper, and the people felt that they were getting accurate amount of fuel from it. So this is we are talking about the perception factor. All right. So this is from a perceptive point of view. We have got one option for option D, which is they were getting the correct amount of fuel from it. Are there any more options which you think might be correct? Z line and why it became so pleasant to the people, or you can say more acceptable or more trustworthy. All right, let's take the reference and we'll be able to understand. It says clearly customers felt that they got better petrol. So it's more like getting accurate amount of fuel. Let's read it. And then what we were very happy that within 2 years, L&T made it even to the leadership position. The competition was wiped out. See the impact of that differentiator, Z line. There was phenomenal cost to feature design and became the largest selling pump. Largest selling. What was surprising was that the customer demanded Z line pumps from oil companies. They said they want only Z line. And the biggest satisfaction came when I was in the company. I read this internal magazine, and the customer thought that they got better petrol and better quantity, correct quality of petrol. So there are multiple things they are talking about. They are talking about they got better petrol. So they're talking about quality. They are also talking about quantity, correct display, the right amount of petrol they were getting. So it was creating a perception that people are getting better quality and better quantity. I remember there was an interesting highlighted display. So that brought a lot of transparency and trust in the people that I am getting the right amount of fuel and I am getting the right fuel for my vehicle. And that's where it became a hit among the people and it became a largest selling pump. So the correct answer is D, which is they felt that they're getting accurate amount of fuel from it. So well done, whosoever have opted D option. Let's come to our second last question, and it's about innovation. Innovation is said to have happened only when. Only when. So it ends with a fill in the blanks. And the options are, so we've got Nitin sir saying C. All right. The product got international recognition and lots of orders. The product reached large scale deployment. A large number of users are satisfied and delighted, and the product generates great revenue. Okay. All right. We have got lots of people voting right now. Very good to see a lot of people active and they have voted. Yeah. So a lot of people have said option C. Let's see, and give you a reference. Yeah. The large scale deployment across the country, on top of it, it is very critical aspect that we had users basically at multiple levels were satisfied. Okay, so large scale deployment in itself does not quantify the innovation. There are many products who have been large scale deployed, but unless the users are satisfied, it won't be called innovation. All right. Yes. So making a large number of users satisfied and delighted is what we call as innovation. So well done, all of you. You have opted for the right answer, which is option C. Congratulations to most of you. Let's come to our last question, and it is about the bullet fuel dispenser. So we are asking what were the benefits of it. All right. Uh, was it more range, faster fuel delivery, reduced load of hose, and not getting tangled? Okay. So once again, I request all of you to start voting. Sanjeev sir says A, B, and C. No, he says A, B, C, D. All right. Anyone else? Nitin sir also says A, B, C, D. Interesting. Anyone else? We are talking about the bullet fuel dispenser. Remember, which had an inspiration from. कोई बता सकते हैं what was the inspiration? What was the inspiration of this shape. If you go through the content, you it talks about a product.
Nokia phone display.
Correct, correct, correct. So this could also come as a question, Nokia mobile phone. So it had a small antenna there, that phone. So that was the inspiration of bullet fuel pump. And what were the benefits of it? Okay. So it had a trapezium kind of a thing. It was coming from top. Yes. Okay, so we've got two people who have said both, in fact, all ABCD options are correct. Anyone else who is having a difference of opinion, or who thinks one could be removed out of them? Mhm. All right, let's see the reference. So we are talking about faster delivery, which means the Z lines were delivering 45 liters a minute, while as the metaphor pump was delivering 55 liters a minute. So there was a faster delivery. That's very true. See, we are talking about this bullet. It's shaped out of bullet, and it is coming from the top. Right. Also, can anyone tell me what was the weight of the hose with the fuel? Which range? The weight of hose having fuel inside?
2 kg.
Correct. It was around 2 to 3 kgs. Okay. So once you have the hose coming from top, you got more range, and the weight part was also taken care because it is coming from the top. You just have to handle the nozzle part. You have to just direct it. There was faster delivery, right? And it was excellent lightweight. So the even the hoses, type of hoses had changed by that time. So perfectly correct. All the options A, B, C, D are correct. So you've got full marks for these questions. And I congratulate all of those who have participated in and were able to, attempt the correct answers in all of these questions. So with this, we end our set of 10 questions. I'll get back the screen. So, anybody would want to share any aspect? Today's our last scheduled call. After that, we might meet for one more session. But from a content perspective, we have covered the week four content. Uh, so, if you want, you can leave as well. Because if we don't have any questions, what I'll do is I'll share my screen and I'll show you how you can actually access the books. How can you access the resources so that you prepare for your examination? Okay, so we'll take a 5 minute break, and then we will revisit, and we will actually see from the portal that how can you access these books, these contents, which will aid you in better learning and better attempt of your examination. All right. So let's meet in 5 minutes. Thank you so much, Nitin sir, Sanjeev sir, Divya, Keshav, uh, Mohit sir, everyone, each one of you who have participated in attempting the correct answers. We'll take a 5 minute break, and we'll restart with the platform and how you can access the resources in the platform. Right. So let's wait for 5 minutes, and we'll restart. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Divya, ma'am. Also, what we'll do is we'll be having one more 1 hour session, probably next week, which will be the last session. It won't be a 2 hour session, it will be just a 1 hour session. The idea is to give you a glimpse of again a set of 10 questions, but with little more info about your examination. But anyways, you will get all those details in the hall ticket as well. But if you have time, please do join in for that 1 hour session. The details of that will be shared by the NPTEL team. So if you have registered for the examination, you will get those details as well in the hall ticket, right? So need not worry, even if you are not able to make it in that session, all those details will be available to you either in the announcement section or in the hall ticket section. Okay. So let's join in back in 5 minutes. Okay. Mute and we'll go back in 5. So a lot of people are still there in the call. That's great. Great to know. We've got Juhi, Sunil, Nitin, Kinshuk, Samantha, Keshav, Alina, Abhishek. Okay, okay. Great. So thanks a lot for being there. Now I'll be sharing my screen, and you'll be able to see, where are the different resources which can be made accessible, how you can, access them, download them, and utilize it for your revision, and if you would want to prepare yourself for the examination, right? So I'll share my screen once again, and you can, if you still haven't utilized, let me ask this question once again. If you have accessed the book PDF, please raise your hand. I'll be able to understand, how many of you had got the access to it. Okay, Nitin sir has seen it. Keshav has also seen it. Okay, anyone else who knows how to access the book, where to download it from? Okay, still there are many learners. So I'll again share my screen, and I'll be walking you through my NPTEL login portal, so that you can actually relate, and you can right. If anyone can please tell me if my screen is visible. I think it should be visible by now. Great, great. Yeah, I think it's visible. So when you log in the NPTEL platform, this was the screenshot I was talking about, and you have got different tabs. Each tab basically tells different information to you. This we talked about the left thing, left widget. If you have still not registered, you can try exploring this. However, I'm not sure whether it will allow you to register for the examination, because there was a deadline of 5 p.m. I'm not sure if you can still, you know, fill it. But if you have not done it, please try to explore it. This is till week 4 content, and yeah, on the bottom. So deadline extended. Okay, okay, great, sir. Thanks for telling us that. Sir is saying that the deadline has extended till 23rd. Uh, Probably I have not received that message. Maybe an announcement they will put it sometime soon. Okay. So sir is saying that please have a look that the examination deadline has been extended. So do look about it. There could be a possibility that the deadline has been extended. If you are waiting for the certification, please do register. All right. So this is how you can access all your week's content. The blue bubble means you have gone through the content, and the empty bubble means you have not seen the content. My pointer would be present. Yes. Now these are the 4 sections which are important pertaining to your examination. We'll go through each of them. Download videos. I'm opening it in a new tab. Text transcripts, books, and problem solving session. So each of them, I've opened it in a different tab, so that I can understand each one of them. So if you click on download videos, it again opens up download videos. You click again on download videos. So there is some repetition of steps, but then this is where you can actually download all the videos in different format. If you click here, it will open up a different link, and you can download videos, and each session wise, each lecture wise, you can actually download it. Right? You click here, and it will ask you to. So you can create a folder of this subject, and you can download each of the videos. So there could be scenarios where you don't have good active internet. So whenever you have a good connection, you can actually download these sessions. Yeah. So this we talked about the video content part. Now let's talk about the text transcripts. Again, it will open another text transcript. If you click here, It will show download now. You can click here once again, and you can actually see each lecture in a PDF form. Okay. So remember in the video part, you saw all the lectures where you can download the MP4 version, the videos. Each lecture is there, and here you can actually download all the PDFs, right? If you don't want to download each single PDF, there is another way you can actually access the book. So this is what we are referring to, books, right? So if you click here, click here to download, it will open up the drive location wherein you have this number. This basically pertains to this course book, which is Innovation by Design. Yeah, so that's the cover page. And each of the content are there. See, I mentioned that from here you can actually download it. Okay. If you click here, download, it will ask you the location probably, and you can start downloading the content. All right. I'll not do it right now. What I was referring to was the page numbers, right? So all these are clickable page numbers. Just in case you are referring to a question and you think that, maybe I'll just revisit that question, resubmit it. So you can, if you want to see the third C comparison, you click on this page number. You can actually, because all these are linked, and you'll come to the this particular content, right? So it's quite easy. It's just a matter of exploration so that you'll understand which contents are there and where it is accessible. Okay. So we have seen download videos. We have got to know text transcripts, which both of them are in lecture-wise format. So we have got starting from one lecture till the big four lectures. Book is a compiled version. It is a PDF which has all the content in one place. So you just have to download that one book. All right. In text transcripts, you will have to download lecture by lecture. Okay. So I would suggest that you refer to books. Now comes the problem solving session. So if you click here, you'll see there are two links available. One is the recording and the other is survey. We'll see and explore both of them. If you click on the recording, it will lead you to this page, problem solving session recording. Click here to view the problem solving lectures. So if you click here, it will open up a drive location. And you can actually see all the different YouTube links, the drive folder. I'll click and I'll show you, how these are clickable. And that's my name and the number of people who have attended it. So today, luckily, we had 21 people at one time. So probably by tomorrow, you'll be able to see the week 4 link as well as the drive folders. So let's try to look at it. If you click here, you'll be able to view the week 3 live sessions PDF. So each week live session has been uploaded. It includes all the annotations, all the discussions, all the votes, all the scribblings which we have done, right? So all these things are available. Coming back, if you see the YouTube links, all these, if you hover over it, it will open up the entire small preview of it. You can click here. Yes. And it will lead you to the
Are
YouTube.
you afraid of
And from here, you can actually see the complete content. All right. So right. So all the past videos you can see from here. Then let's get on to the other part. So it has survey on problem solving sessions, innovation by design. If you click here, what you can do is you can actually share your feedback about our sessions, which are these live sessions. If you have been thorough in this course, I would request all of you to please fill this form. That will help us improve. It talks about how these sessions were helpful for you, how the content was helpful for you, and overall rating of the presenter. So I would request all of you to please, whenever you have time, you can actually share your viewpoints here. It will help us improve. on how we are conducting these sessions. Although we have improvised these sessions quite a lot. Let me see if we have messed out anything. Yes. So ask a question, it directs you to a Google group. If you have still not explored, just try to click here and try to explore. If you click on continue, it will lead you to yes. So if you see here, a lot of questions have been asked, and you've got a lot of replies here, right? So if you see, so there was a query regarding NPTEL and FTP. The response had been given to Thiru sir. He was there in the last session, and I requested him to post his doubt, and it has been answered as well. If you see, so see if you are doing it for FDP, uh, here you will find all the details about it, and you can actually see a sample FDP certificate. Uh, it will have name and course and score and FTP and Faculty Development Program by NPTEL AICT. Coming back, so ask a question will actually help you your queries to be addressed. So if you are going through a video and then suddenly you realize that okay, let me ask a question about it, do use this feature. It will help you. Progress, as I mentioned, we'll talk about content progress and your marking assessment progress. If you click here, you will see both of them. Mentor tab is still not active. Review tab is also not there. Course recommendation is also not there. In announcements, you will see, as I mentioned, all the problem reminders, solving session reminders, the solutions, the deadlines, and the registration date. So up till now, it was Feb 20th. Let's see if it has been updated. You can click here to register. You can see the exam cities, and if you're doing it for certificate, I would suggest you to go through the timeline and guide. Okay, so go through it, slowly and try to read it. See, it says there is no option to select any particular session. NPTEL will allot the session as per the availability and sessions will not clash. You need to take the exam in the same session which is allotted to you, which will be mentioned in the hall ticket. There is no option to take exam in a different session. So it will be one of the two, either pre-lunch or post-lunch, and NPTEL will basically allot you a session, so you cannot make that choice from your end. So in one of the sessions, few of the participants also told that you don't get to select that choices. And if you are taking two exams, you can take one in the forenoon and the other in the afternoon. All right. Here it talks about the assessment score and criteria. And it also talks about how you can cancel your registration and get a refund. And if you have any changes in your credentials after registering, they'll charge you some amount, after which you can actually uh, get your credentials updated. So like I mentioned, 9 to 12 and 2 to 5 p.m. These are the possible slots which will be assigned to you. Late fee, they have, I think, taken off that feature, that criteria. Uh, the exam date has been extended till 20th Feb. This is the latest one. So for 4, 8, and 12 weeks, this is how the extension has been given. So even I haven't gone through it thoroughly because I'm not taken up this course. But if you're doing it for your examination, please go through it because it will have certain minute details which will help you when you are appearing for the examinations. So you can see the course list, even the city list has also been given. See, it says hard copies of the course certificates will not be printed. So you'll get everything in a digital form. All right. These are the exam cities, and you can see which choices you can make. Interestingly, it covers all the states of India, and even outside India, if you see a lot of places have centers. This includes UAE, Sri Lanka, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman. Okay, so the people can actually learn from these and appear for examination in these places outside India. Let's get back. So, if anyone has any doubt, we can discuss right now, or we can end the session for today. Anyone who would want to share anything? Nitin sir, any final comments from you? So Nitin sir has mentioned that the deadline has been extended till 23rd.
Ye- Yes, sir. I got mail today for the extension.
Acha, acha.
Yeah. Around 12 o'clock, I got the mail.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, afternoon.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I haven't received the mail. Maybe I'll check my mail once again and see if it has been extended. So probably all the learners would have got this mail, right, sir?
Yes.
All right, all right.
I got mail. Exact time I will tell you.
Okay.
NPTEL exam registration date is extended 23rd, 12:23. Yeah, it's 23rd Feb up to 5 p.m. Yes, sir, it is extended.
All right. I mean, I haven't received that mail. Uh, Kinshuk, have you also received this mail about the extension? Yes. Maybe Kinshuk is not here.
Sorry, sir, can you please repeat?
Uh, have you received this email regarding extension of examination registration?
Yes, yes, sir, we have mailed. Just I
आपको
will see.
आपको कब मिला है मेल? When did you receive it?
सर मुझे शायद ये 12th को मिला है सर, 12th से टाइमिंग इसमें लिखा है 12 से 17।
ठीक है. So
सर
around that
शायद मैं
time.
कॉलेज में था तब जाके मेल मिला।
Okay, 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 okay. That's fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kinshuk. So, yes, we can close the session. So, probably in the next session, we'll be having a 1 hour session. It will be like a summary session. It will be a compact one. The week four content till the 4 weeks we have already covered. We have already covered the questions pertaining to the 4 weeks. In the final week, what we'll do is from each and every week, we'll take one or two questions so that we still have that set of 10 questions intact, and it will be like a revision test for all of the learners in the next class. With certain details of when you're going for examination you need to take care of, but these details you'll also receive in your hall ticket as well, right? So this option of if you have time you can attend the session. If you don't have time, then also it's fine because anyways we'll be uploading the recording as well, and all these details will be available on hall ticket. Hall ticket usually is shared few weeks before the examination, so need not worry about it. If you have registered, if you have paid, you will be receiving a hall ticket by mail. But then taking a print and going to the examination center will be required because they will match that with your ID credentials, ID proof, and there is also a set of ID cards that they would want you to take with. So I'll also talk about that. What are the different ID cards they accept in terms of matching up your as a identity proof. When you go for the examination. All right. So with that, we close the session. Thanks a lot for joining in the fourth and the final week. As I said, we'll be taking one more session the next week. The time and details of it will be shared by the NPTEL team, and it will be a reduced session, just one hour session. So hoping to meet you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are basically trying to save the PDF session, PDF of the entire session, and yes, it's there. What we'll also do is we'll try to save the cover page of it in JPG format. I believe both the things have been. I'll check quickly. Yes, yes, we have got both the stuff there. Yeah. So that will end our session. Thank you so much.